Hey everyone, so we have a bunch of new features in Mapster WP Maps. I'm going to make a few tutorial videos on some of this new awesome stuff. So the first one we're going to go over is the layer control. So this is basically going to let you turn off and on different layers inside your map. What do I mean by layers? Well, if you've made your map using Mapbox, then you'll have added a bunch of layers in Mapbox Studio. Let's go look at a Mapbox Studio map to get an idea of this. So if we go to streets, we can see here, once this loads in, that on the left we have all these layers and they have particular names: continent label, country label, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you've added your own data and you've added a name for it. Okay, so if you've done that, then we can load in your map and then we're going to be able to add a control that lets you turn off and on these different layers. It's pretty cool. So we're going to have layer control example. First thing we got to do is make sure that this is a Mapbox map. So we're going to change it to the Mapbox, and then we're going to publish just so that it refreshes and it's using the Mapbox stuff. Okay, and here we are loaded in with Mapbox, and we have streets. So we know that this is already this one, so we're just going to use that. So we're going to come over here to controls, and if we scroll down, we're going to get down to the layer control. Okay, so once we've added that, it's going to create a control. Now we're going to create on the left here the toggleable layers. So this is going to be the layer names from Mapbox. And then on the right, we're going to have layer titles. Now we're going to be able to have multiple layers in one, so that you don't just have, like, you can only turn off states and then only turn off countries. You could turn off states and countries at the same time. So let's try doing that. If we go, what are they called? State-label, state-label, and country-label. We could put a space there or not. And then we're going to say, administrative information. And that's going to be our layer title. So something else we can see is like the state boundaries. So that's going to be under administrative boundaries here. We're going to have a variety of them. So we can test here by turning them off and on. That's the country one. If we turn off this one, we can see that turned off the states. So admin-1-boundary. So admin-1-boundary. And then we're going to say state lines. Okay, so now we've got that. We can also select whether we want it to be radio buttons or check boxes. If it's radio buttons, then only one should be on by default. Otherwise, it won't know which one to turn on. Otherwise, just put it to check boxes. So in this case, we're going to do check boxes. Now this is going to check when your map loads which ones are already visible and turn them on. So if you've turned some off in your style, it's going to be able to check that. So we can see here already in the preview it's working, but let's go to the full example. And here we are. And if I turn off administrative information, so here's all our stuff. Administrative information, there we go, turned off the state names, and if we turn off that, we get our state lines. So that's basically the layer control. So I hope you have fun.